Hey everybody. Today I'm going to talk a little bit about my medicine and yesterday, and that's about it. Um, as I said, I think in my first video, I'm on Trazodone, Lexapro, and Adderall. And the Adderall, I think it's the Adderall, makes me feel really fuzzy. The Lexapro, I can't tell if it's either one because I take them together, so I don't know which one it is, but the Trazodone that I took last night, I took two. I had to take two. And I got so tired so quick. I don't even think I had time to really get in bed. It works really, really quickly. And it made me really groggy today. And I'm having a hard time getting around. Tried to take a shower to make it better. And it did help a little bit, but I'm still feeling it. Hopefully my body gets used to this stuff and I can function normally. I mean, I really can. I just feel really groggy and fuzzy. So it's a kind of uncomfortable feeling. I didn't eat much yesterday. I think I had like 3 or 4 bites of a sandwich. I think this is definitely affecting my appetite right now, which is probably not the healthiest because my metabolism is so good that I don't gain weight anyway unless I eat constantly. And then I just lose it really quickly if I stop eating constantly. So, double-edged sword. I was thinking a lot about my dad yesterday. I know in my first video I spoke about how toxic our family environment was and how abusive he was. But the key word was being was. I mean, my dad was a fantastic man. He had a lot of friends, and he was a comedic person. The way that I describe my dad would be like an Italian John Wayne. He was amazing. He has really good family. He's just a great person, and I really miss him. And I thought a lot about him yesterday. And I just really miss my dad, like a lot. I miss him a lot. It's making it really hard to get through a day without missing them. You know, it's bad enough when you lose your mom in 1 month, like before Christmas. But then to have to turn around and, call your dad and say, Mom's gone and all that. And then he was gone. Just like that. January 23rd. My mom passed December 10th. It was the hardest month of my life. I literally, I didn't see my dad pass, but I was sitting right in front of my mom when she took her last breath. And that was really hard for me. In a way, I feel grateful that I was by her side the entire time, and I was able to give her that constant love and support that she needed. I went out of my way to make sure that she had the things that she wanted because I loved her. Because I wanted to make sure that every single day that she was alive with me, she was happy. As far as my dad goes, I was never able to do that for him. And it sits really heavy on me because I loved him. Because he always did what he could to help me and to make sure that I had, things I needed when they were together. After they divorced, it was a little different, but I understood. Anyway, my dad went to sleep on the couch one day, and then he never woke up. I called him 2 days prior to that and told him that I loved him, and I told him that everything was going to be okay, and I really wanted to come down and see him, but he denied me that. He didn't want me there. He said that he didn't want me to come to Montana until he had his stuff together. Enough room for me and the kids. So I was like, okay, I didn't know it was that serious. Like, I knew it was serious, but my mom had stage 4 breast cancer in her bones and her brain, and she lasted, I thought I had some time. I didn't have any time. No time at all. Like I told you, my father told me in November that he had stage 4 liver cancer. And I lost him in January. I never got a chance to hold my dad or hug him again. He was the best hugger. He gave the best hugs. And I missed him. Sorry. Anyway, I don't think a day goes by that I don't miss my parents. And if anybody out there knows how hard it is to lose your parents, that is tough. I wasn't, expecting to lose them until I was 50 or 60 years old. And I'm only 33. I just want to call him. I just want to hug my dad and tell him that I love him. I think he had a really good woman in his life when he passed. Her name was Willa. And she loved him very much. And I know she does. I know she still does to this day. And I appreciate and respect her for that because my dad needed it. He deserved it. Just like my mom did. So we're going to switch topics to another depressing thing, which is my mom. It was really, really hard. On December 10th, I can't remember if it was the 9th, and she just passed on the 10th after 12 midnight, but I can tell you like this. I woke up and I went downstairs because my mom was in a hospice bed. I usually sleep on the couch next to her, but I think the kids wanted me to sleep with them that night, so I did. And then, I think I came downstairs and I saw my mom, and, she was really out of it because when cancer goes to your brain, it's crazy because they give you radiation in your brain, and the radiation kind of gives you brain damage. So my mom kind of reverted back to a small child, and she was doing what they call cherry picking, which is basically just reaching up for stuff that's not there. She was talking to people at the end of her bed that weren't there. She would sit up really quick and be like, "Do you see that?" And I'm like, "No." And you just want to go, "Yeah," because you want to not make her feel crazy. But she wasn't there enough to feel crazy. And I would say around 1 or 2, she started the death growl. I've never heard such a terrifying sound in my life. It literally sounded like she was drowning right in front of me. And I just wanted to help her. But there's nothing I could do. And I just sat next to her all day.
I made a bed at on the floor right next to her, so I could just be there, so I could touch her and tell her I loved her. And that growl, the death growl, is so scary. Every time I hear any noises that resemble that, I just start crying because I can't hear that. Anyway, later on that night, about 6 hours later, my mom did this for 6 hours straight. I was watching TV with Trinity on the floor right in front of my mom, and I noticed that she was getting quieter. So I looked back just to say I love you and all that, because I didn't know what was happening. I didn't know. And she just took one large breath, and that was her last. I literally, my jaw dropped to the floor, and I just fell and screamed. I didn't know what to do, and I couldn't save her. And it hurt my heart so bad. And I will never, ever forget that. Ever. It was so hard. I never wanted that for my mom. It was traumatizing. And I don't think that I'll ever be able to watch movies where someone has cancer, passes, or someone loses their mom. I can't see people that have their moms. It's so hard. I'm really sorry I'm crying, but this is crazy. So, it was just hard. I've dealt with a lot of loss. I lost someone who I thought of as a grandfather. His name was Pop. Shortly before, I would say about a year or so. And I lost my mom and dad. And it's really hard. And a few years before that, I lost my grandma and my grandpa. So, I have a lot of loss behind me. In a very small family now. And I don't know. I don't even want to cry anymore, but it just happens. I cry so much. Anyway, I'm sure everyone knows. And if you don't, God bless you. But the people out there that knows what loss feels like, you know that it's painful every day. It never goes away. I'm just having a hard day. I think about them constantly. But, anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and end this journal for now. I might put another one up later, but for now, I'm just gonna go. I appreciate everyone who watches this video and doesn't judge me, because this is a really hard time in my life, and this is helping me. So, hopefully, someone will watch this video and it'll help you too. Because there's other people out there that are dealing with the pain that you're dealing with. So, I hope everybody just has a great day. And I'm going to try to perk up a little bit. The pain is real though, and it never leaves. So, bye everybody.